Hello, people from the future. Here in the past, we are in the a couple of days past the release of, but 3 days after the release of the two February 17 patch, and it now enemies can be harvested by villagers, especially stonecutters, hunters, and occasionally kennel workers, and some other fixes. I haven't seen much in the way of a difference in the gameplay. I haven't noticed the villagers um, harvesting the enemies when you kill them. So um, we're gonna start a new single player game. This will be, I believe, the 25th game playthrough that I have played. So let's call it Terranova 25. I call it Terranova because that's the Latin name of Newfoundland, and it's the only place that we know for sure the Vikings populated, right? So the memorable seed. By the way, this gameplay is for beginners too. Okay, so I do playthroughs in which I try to give all of the information that I have about the game, and that's suitable for beginners, and especially useful for people that have played the game a little bit more, because there are insights that you can only appreciate fully when you have encountered some problems that you see the solution in my playthrough. Play in February, no, 2026, February 20. I have no idea how this map is gonna look like. I have one preset for how I want my character to look like. I don't know why this is so dark, because well, it is dark, and we are gonna start. So maybe I'm gonna be able to show you how I explore the map. And again, this is also for beginners. So the first thing that we're gonna do is to emote to the big monster. We tell him that he has bad breath and he needs to go, and he obeys our command. And of course, doing that has absolutely no gameplay consequences, but the consequence is that psychologically you are getting in character. And that's what any Aska player worth their salt ought to be doing. Okay, by the way, that's the same recommendation from Servoki. It's one of the first recommendation that he puts in his tips for how to play this game. And not only I agree with him, but I saw after that other players doing it in YouTube, and I thought, yes, this is absolutely a rule that must be obeyed by anybody who likes this game. This is like also a way to show respect, you know. And YouTubers know intuitively how to communicate with people at a large scale, right? And I believe that one of those things is to demonstrate, to do a little bit of something that normally is bad, or virtual signaling, that they are in tune with their audience by respecting the game in the way that the game ought to be respected, you see. Alright, so what I'm doing is to collect reeds and collect any stone that I see while I am traversing the map along the shoreline, and I can do that for a long time. It is not a bad technique to start the game. It might be boring, but it's not a bad technique to start the game. The reason being that exploring the shoreline is a very good way to measure your map and see where things are. Especially the measuring of the map, that you know the limits of your play environment. And the things that you need to make the first set of tools require both fiber that you can get by doing this. Let me show you. Shift click. So if you click on shift, the game tells you that left shift plus click is harvest, right? Harvesting thatch converts it into fiber. If you see the fiber inventory here, it's gonna change to 14, and indeed it changed, right? So I have enough tools to try to get inland, and the set of tools that I make is the 3 most important tools in the early game. The wooden hoe, I need to also make tools, blades, and I need 16. I will show you 16 in a moment. The hoe is to level, right? To do terraforming. But in principle, terraforming would not be necessary if you don't have the settlement yet, because terraforming is to make a settlement or to expand a settlement and stuff like that, right? But I do something that I haven't seen any other YouTuber do, which is to mark places of interest in the map by terraforming small squares in the map, so that I know that there's something there that I might want to go back to. I will show you if the opportunity arises, but so that's why I want a hoe. And after the hoe, I will get a stone axe, for the obvious reason that eventually I want to knock down trees, and a pickaxe to break stones as I go along. And that's my basic set of tools to go inland. Now, because I am starting a playthrough, I am going to try to scout along the shores a little longer, just to show you how I engage creatures that are easy to kill, called wisps. And the reason why, if I don't normally seek to engage them, but if they happen to be where you are, you should not be afraid to engage them, for 2 reasons. Number one, you are, if you see 0 in the melee combat proficiency level, okay, you have a start of a combat experience multiplier, of experience multiplier. That's what these stars mean. But the actual experience that you have is 0. And I believe that early in the game, when there isn't 0, you only need to do fewer things to progress on the stat of melee combat to bring it to level 1, right? And so let's try to get to level 1 as soon as possible. How do we get experience? I believe that it's based on the hits that you cause, not the damage. So if you engage those guys barehanded, but there is a wolf over there. That's an entirely different matter. An entirely different matter. And I think that the wolf is over there. But okay, he disengaged. The wolf are disengaged. Was I telling you? Yes, like the way to gain the most hits from a monster is to hit them as weakly as possible, and that's barehanded. And you can also practice. So the technique is to engage them sideways. I'm not demonstrating the technique. I am doing it wrong. Let me try with the other one. There was another one that I think that if I keep away from the wolf part, then that I believe is here, because they require a circle, and typically they are noticeable in the map because there is a circle carved into the forest. Alright, so now that is engaging me, and the wolf part is not howling, so it's not attacking me. So I am sideways, and I hit it. Now, I forgot to turn sideways, but I stunned it, and when it is stunned, okay, it is howling, so it's coming from me. or not. And let's be a little bit irresponsible to mark that wolf bar den in the map, even though we know that it's there. We haven't. Yeah, alright. Now we can run as fast as we can away. I mean, I think that the wolf bars can outrun you. The thing is that they don't have the persistency to keep running after you. Because once they are far away from their den, they get uncomfortable and then they retreat. Alright, so that's a good place to start going inland. Oh, there might be another wolf bar right in front of me. But like in that, where I'm pointing the minimap. So that might be a concern. So let's these small Jotun blood shards, I harvest them when I can. The thing is that I don't like leaving the large rocks in a place in which I'm not gonna find them back. So what I usually do is that I keep walking with a big thing in my hand until I get to a big one that I cannot harvest. Oh man, there's are 3 here. Ah, they're over there. There is one over there. So eventually I'm gonna come back to harvest this type of rocks, right? So I leave the large rock beside it. Alright, now since we're gonna get from the back. Oh, let's go back to barehanded. I clicked on the pickaxe, which is the tool that I had selected, and so now I am. Oh, they have a quick turn mechanism that you have to be aware. Man, 3 at a time. Okay, let's demonstrate that you can hit 2 at a time too. Another technique is to let them attack, and then you get in. Alright. Now we can collect all the resources that they left for our benefit. Right, let's see if there is a wolf bar den right in front of us, or perhaps collect more. So there is one there. Okay, I have an idea. Let's collect this Jotun blood from the first one that we see. This is on the opposite side of the wolf bar den. Let's see if I can collect it in peace. And by the way, wolf bar dens are good news because those monsters, those enemies, when you have iron knives, you can, well, they are not particularly hard to beat. And if you have iron knives, when you harvest them, you get pelts. So they are a source of a very important resource that you cannot get in other ways. With regards to foreknowledge needed to play the game, to enjoy playing the game, I believe that the only bit of foreknowledge that you need is that you need iron. Therefore, an objective of the exploration of the map is to find entrances to caves, which are the only places where you can put an iron mine. And those entrances to caves tend to be like a hill formations that look like a little mountain. You'll see one when we get to one. And you could make your encampment next to one, right? Or close, or in some proximity to one. That's how everybody plays the game, for the single reason that you need an iron cave, right? And one of the many playthroughs that I have played, because I don't play playthroughs very deep into the game, it's just like at the beginning, the early part. it has a challenge. I made a playthrough in which I was deliberately making my encampment far from any um, iron mine, and I didn't quite enjoy that playthrough all that much. Like it becomes cumbersome. The transportation part of the game in this version of February of 2026 is cumbersome. So my experience attempting to do that was underwhelming. Like the game doesn't become more interesting because of the challenge, become just more grindy. So there goes. That's the way in which I'm gonna present to you the discoveries that I have made. I love to play the game in that way of running experiments, and when I get bored with the experiment, then I start over. This is one of those starting over. The excuse that I have this time is that despite of how nice my other playthroughs are going, I want to check on a second playthrough the new update and see if I get any differences, because the playthrough that I played most recently had a particularity that it was an easy mode. What do you mean that it was an easy mode? That I spawned next to an iron cave and I didn't have to explore the map, and I just had to do my normal stuff right away. So that's like an easier set of circumstances than normal circumstances. All right, we are getting our inventory full with the resources that we've gotten from mining those Jotun blood shards that we're able to mine, and I don't remember if there was yet another one here. Jeez, the nights in this game are so incredibly dark that you cannot see anything, and this is a night that doesn't have a full moon or anything. You get different weather in different map seeds. Sometimes you get a storm right after you start the game. Sometimes you don't. Alright, another thing that I have been doing, I don't know if you have noticed, is that I am collecting fibers. Every time that I see a fiber that I can collect, I do collect it. The reason being that fibers are a limiting factor early in the game, so it's a good idea to collect them. And the only solution to the scarcity of fibers is to have a farm up and running. So that's what we're gonna aim for at the early game, to make the farm so that we can plant lots of flags. For that, what you need to do is to upgrade the gathering hut, the gathering pit to gathering hut. And to get the gathering hut, you need to build a workshop, which is a really good thing to beeline towards making the workshop. And to make the workshop, you need to have the stone cutter pit and the wood cutter pit. So you need to do the triad of wood cutter first, so that you can put a worker wood cutting anytime you want. That's a really important thing. The stone cutter, you ought to be doing the wood cutting for your village early in the game, at least until the mine takes over. So you wouldn't need, in general, to put someone in the stone cutter, but it's a requirement to make the workshop. So you need to build mandatorily the stone cutter for that reason. I use the wood cutter as a big resource marker, so I put it far from my main encampment. And yeah, because also the rationale goes that I am the one who's going to be cutting the stones near base, so I don't need flax thatch. I don't need thatch early in the game, so I can convert liberally all of that to fibers and to make a room for more small a small item inventory. I'm gonna convert stones to blades, and the conversion happens at 10 by. So the slot size of stones is 10, as well as the blades. The thing is that you can convert 2 stones to 1 blade. Therefore, that conversion doubles the amount of space of small items that you can carry. So let's do that in the build. So you see, you consume 10 stone for 5 blades. That's a whole item slot, and I can do that twice. And there isn't much more use for stones very early in the game, because not even the buildings require small stones. Require big stones, but not small stones. Large stones, the ones that you can carry only one. And as you can see, I have been walking along the shoreline, measuring the map. Now it's time to stop doing that, to go inland in earnest in search of a place to start the game in earnest. And this is the fraction of the map that I have identified. Let's remove this marker because I don't need it anymore, and we're not going to be messing with that wool part then. And let's put a marker to have a direction to go, and let's go in that direction. And let's keep well fed, so that we had the bonus of see that this, if you click on your environment, you have more information. This is the well hydrated, gives you that the stamina, the white bar replenishes quicker, and the well fed gives you strength. So when I run shift forward, I see that the white bar is decreasing, right? So that's the stamina, and the red bar on top is the actual health that you have. So I want to run as much as possible, and then I want that stamina to replenish as much as possible too. So this is a forest that I see that doesn't have anything. Okay. Anything of value to my no, not anything of value. That's not what I wanted to mean. What I wanted to say is that this forest does not seem to have a formation that resembles an entrance to a cave. That's why I am intuitively, without telling you, well, I'm not telling you because I'm failing at my job of presenting the game to you, but what I try to mean is that this doesn't look like where I was running before doesn't look like an entrance to a cave. Now we are in a rock formation that conceivably could be an entrance to a cave from one of the sides. There you go. So this is how it looks like a mountain, like I was telling you, and sometimes the actual entrance is not in the place that you first encountered, but to one side or something like that. And what I hear is bad news. There are smokers. Well, bad news, especially